Hello, very good evening. Welcome to the Tough Sheet Stadium here in Bolton, where last night Judd Trump booked his place in his fifth final of the season with a fine win over Barry Hawkins. Joining me tonight for our second semi-final, Neil Foulds and Stephen Hendry. Before we look ahead to another fantastic match, though, let's just talk about Judd Trump. To get into that semi-final in his group stage, he played some great break building. Last night we saw some match play. And that was the difference. How much has he developed that element of his game, Stephen?
His safety play has grown into a real strength in his match play. You can't win the tournaments he's winning without having an all-round game, having every part. But you know, everything. To go 5-0 up, he was totally dominant. Barry was making some unforced errors, which was making things easier for him. Lovely little shot that we said it opened the Reds, opened that little flower there, didn't they? Beautiful little shot. All parts of his game were so strong last night. But for a little shot, he played to Snooker, Barry, left Barry a long shot, he got back into it, he got a bit of momentum. But apart from those last two, it was very dominant.
Yeah, given the season that he's had, as we say, he's into his fifth final of the season. He's won 3 tournaments, 22 matches on the bounce. He's clearly in great form. You know, what is it about his game, Neil, that you're seeing that reflects just what his form is like at the moment?
Well, I think the brand of snooker he's playing is a little bit different to everyone else's. You know, the safety side of it, he's always been able to do, but he was tying up Barry in knots last night. His long game was working out, and of course he's a great break builder. He's made all those centuries this season. So right now all the boxes are being ticked, but the safety side of it, he did put Barry in considerable trouble on a lot of occasions. At 5-0 up, he just lost his way a tiny bit, and Barry got back into it because he almost couldn't keep playing like he did, but he killed the match off by then anyway.
Yeah, he set the bar very high. Is that total snooker we're seeing from Judd Trump?
Pretty much. As Neil said, all boxes been ticked. I think the big thing is the long potting, because without that, you're not getting in to score heavily. So, I mean, that's when that's working, and he's got the safety game, is virgin on unplayable.
Stuff. Oh, well, let's concentrate on tonight then and see who will make it through to play Judd Trump in tomorrow's final. It's our second semi-final featuring 2 former winners of this event, Mark Allen and John Higgins, and both have been speaking to Rob Walker.
Mark, I can't tell you how much all of us are looking forward to this match. You and John both playing great snooker, and these encounters between the two of you are always good-natured.
Yeah, we got on really well off the table as well, and he's just one of the good guys within our game. We always enjoy playing each other. We bring the best out of each other. We've had some real good battles over the years, and hopefully this is another one.
And obviously I think the last game we played was obviously the Northern Ireland Open final, and he beat me 9-8, and that was an incredible atmosphere as well. We always seem to bring out the best in each other as well. We've not played so many times as professionals, but any time we do play, it always seems to be a really high standard. So no, I've got utmost respect for him. He's an unbelievable player. Player of the season last year, he looks as if he's coming back to that type of form. So I'm going to have to produce the same standard that I've done against Ding to give Mark a good game.
Now, it's crazy to think how, considering how well you played last season.
Yeah, it's been a slow start. I haven't played my best stuff, but I'll just continue to work hard. There's no secret recipe for it. You just need to continue working hard on the practice table, not getting too frustrated. No, it was a tough start, like you've said, but I feel like in the last few weeks I've turned a bit of a corner.
Yeah, I think I've been playing pretty well in the last couple of years. Obviously there's a match here and there that you're not proud of, but no, I can't complain with the way I'm hitting the ball. No, I can't. And obviously you play like that in practice, and you're thinking you can come to the match arena and try and produce it, but it's really difficult out there when you've got the nerves and you've got another unbelievable player sitting in another chair. So now you're delighted when the performances come along.
No, you want to play on the biggest stages, biggest tournaments against the best players. No, whenever I started out in snooker at 12 years of age, these are the type of matches and tournaments I wanted to be involved in. And that's no disrespect to the smaller events or the qualifying matches we play. But if everyone's honest about it, this is why we play. And it's just another opportunity to go out there and enjoy doing what I do.
Both of these players were in action Monday and Tuesday start of the week, so they had plenty of time to think about this semi-final, and they'll have been busy on the practice table. And interesting to hear John Higgins talking, Neil, about he is hitting the ball well in practice. How hard is it to take that and bring it into a tournament?
Well, look, it's better to be playing well in practice than not so, but I think in the case of John, what does his practice now entail? Probably lots of hours, some of it on his own, practicing with other players occasionally. I think he knows what's required of his game, and if he's hitting them well, that's got to be a good thing. But it's not everything at this level. As long as he's putting the hours in and he's not someone that tinkers around with his cue action, I'm sure he'll be in good stead, you know, tonight.
Where is his form at the minute then, John? He's made it to a couple of semi-finals so far this season, just not quite getting into the final, but he's won this tournament before.
The last 3, 4, maybe even 5 seasons, I can't remember when he won a tournament last, but he's playing some like unbelievably good matches, but then all of a sudden thrown in a dodgy one in, and he's lost a few matches from winning positions as well, which would worry a little bit. You know, getting over the winning line, that's obviously the hardest thing to do. But the way he's played this week, I mean, he was fantastic in his group.
Yeah, notably that 2021 Northern Ireland Open when he was up and then lost to Mark Allen. Is that something that's crept into his game, being able to close out matches, being ruthless at the end?
That's right. I mean, in answer to your question, it was the players in 2021 where he won all those matches so comfortably. Was the last time he won a ranking event, and since then there's been a lot of near misses. Now, some players would have said, "Okay, well, I've got beaten in the final, I'm doing well." Tour Championship 9-4 up. That was a bad defeat in the end. A lot of close matches since. A lot of people say, I'm playing well and doing well, but because he's been a serial winner all his life, that's never going to be enough for him. And he'll always be judged in his own mind by how he's winning. And he needs to win something else, doesn't he? Simple as that.
Talk to us about Mark Allen, and we saw him on Monday, of course. He had a reasonably straightforward 4-1 win over Jimmy, and then he beat Ali Carter 6-2.
Yeah.
Where's his game at the minute?
He's working with a new coach, I know that, but only because I've seen him in the practice room and he was doing routines that I know. So that's obviously a thing that he's working on. That can take time until you feel totally comfortable with it. But I thought near the end of that match with Ali Carter, he looked fantastic. I really do. I thought he was back flowing, playing at a nice pace. I know he won those tournaments last year, but it wasn't a good watch sometimes. But he got the trophy, so you couldn't criticise it. I thought it was back to more like his natural way of playing. And I thought he looked dangerous. I thought both these players are scoring pretty heavily. I expect, a real slugfest tonight in terms of big breaks.
OK, well, let's get the thoughts now. Former world champion Ken Doherty, he's up in the practice room with Rob Walker.
Thanks very much, George. There's been a growing sense of energy and anticipation up here at the practice tables. Mark Allen and John Higgins have just finished. Ken, this has got everything. 40 ranking titles between them. They've both won this. They're both in good form this week, and they're both great mates. This will be a match played to a high standard and with a great spirit.
Absolutely, and in front of a packed audience as well. Both of them have played really well this week. I think Ali Carter lost, of course, 6-2 to Mark Allen, but John Higgins was in imperious form against Ding Junhui. 580-plus breaks and a 90 break. Great scoring. He looks to be back somewhere near his best. But I think it's going to go really close, this match.
Do you think John's playing as well now as he was when he had that extraordinary run to win the Players? I mean, in one of those matches at Milton Keynes, Mark Selby only got 7 points against him in the entire match.
I know. I don't know whether he's reached that standard just yet, because he's still searching. He wants that, elusive trophy. He hasn't had one since the Championship League. So what better place to start than the champion of champions? It's going to be a packed-out crowd. It's going to be a great atmosphere. I think they're going to really, the both players will be delivering tonight for sure.
Right, Ken. Is this destined to go all the way as it did in Northern Ireland in the final?
Well, you know me, I always say it's got to go all the way. So I've got to say, very closely, John Higgins, 6-5.
Oh, Jill, we can't wait for this. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Bring it on.
Great stuff. OK, coming up then on the other side of the break, we'll get our second semi-final underway here in Bolton as John Higgins takes on Mark Allen for the right to play the man of the moment, Judd Trump, in tomorrow's final. What a fantastic crowd we've got in here tonight for a big Saturday night of snooker. The players' last meeting came in the final of the Northern Ireland Open in 2021. Mark Allen sealed the title in dramatic fashion that day, coming from 8-6 down to win a decider. Coming up, we'll find out who will make it to their first final of the season. Watching the opening 4 frames in the commentary box are Alan McManus and David Hendon. But first, to introduce the players, let's join our MC, Tahir Hajat.
Welcome to Bolton, as Matchroom Multisport is proud to present the 2023 Kazoo Champion of Champions. A marvellous crowd in the building. Jill Trumps await guardians of snooker from Northern Ireland and from Scotland, ready to compete. Who will survive? It's time to find out. Please welcome into the arena a four-time champion of the world. It's the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins. And his opponent is 9-time ranking event champion. Please welcome the Pistol, Mark Allen.
Saturday night at the Snooker, you can't beat it. It's a full house here in Bolton for the second semi-final of the Champion of Champions. Two former winners, the 2016 champion John Higgins against the 2020 winner Mark Allen. Judd Trump awaits tomorrow. Nothing really to choose on the head-to-head between them. 10-9 to Mark Allen. Best of 11 tonight. John Higgins was superb. In his group, he only lost, of course, one frame in his two matches. Mark Allen also very impressive back on Monday, because he's been home in the interim. So he's had a long time to wait for this. We're all looking forward to it. As I say, the atmosphere terrific. So let's settle back and enjoy a proper snooker match here.
Keep quiet now, please.
Has struggled to close a few matches out. That was not the case the other day, was it, in both of his matches?
Scoring was there.
It was as good as ever. And Ding just could not handle.
Yeah, the good people here have turned out, as you can see in their numbers, not a seat to be had. Yeah, it's not just people that turned out, as you can see. Could be a long night.
Last night's semi-final started with a lot of this, didn't it? A lot of safety exchanges, and there was quality for all to see last night. Same thing now. Perfect weight. Going to be a lot of this evening, but when they get down to it and they get their chances, we expect heavy scoring all the way.
Yeah, it's an interesting match, I think, for a lot of reasons, but not least because both of these two trying to get back to tournament winning ways. Of course, Mark Allen, with the 3 last season, hasn't quite pulled up trees yet in this campaign. John Higgins, as we know, has been in various finals the last few years, hasn't quite been killing it off. So, big night for whoever goes through to face, of course, the player of the season in Judd Trump tomorrow.
Shouts of encouragement, but it's not that inviting a shot, this. Unless it's a natural to play for the black in the same pocket. He's not a huge fan of the rest, is John. And seeing that, he has 6 for 6 in the tournament so far. But this is a tough one.
One.
Well, he got the pot, but back to the safety. It's his third semi-final of the season. He lost to Judd Trump in deciders in the other two, actually, the European Masters and the English Open. Of course, in that one he was 5-2 up. It's notable, though, Trump actually mentioned how well he thinks Higgins has been playing. Of course, he's seen it close up in 2 matches. So, in general, the form is there. And I'm sure Mark Allen is aware of that as well.
So that's twice now John has broken the defences of Mark Allen, but he's gotten away with it for sure this time. Top players down the years, these two obviously are at the forefront of that group of players. That first thing you think about is the scoring, the centuries. Of course you do, but they're all so uncompromising now in these exchanges. They know they have to be. And even last night, the semi-final with Barry and Judd, Barry Hawkins' quality of safety play just dropped below the standard that we expect, and Judd picked up the pieces. It's such an important part of the game, so just got to bend this cue ball. Looking for the left wing of the table in bulk. Nicely played. All right, close to the end off. But a well played shot.
Yes, and I do think the opening frames of big matches, and this is a big match certainly, can be significant because you're looking as a player at your opponent. Okay, how's he feeling tonight? Is he really up for this? You know, what departments of his game are working, which ones aren't?
Mark's going to be interested in that brown. He'll see that as an outside chance of slipping in behind it. Far from easy. Has just come to the rescue for Mark. I don't think John, in fact, could have gotten to the right-hand wing ball. So what was not that well played a shot has given John a problem. a shot he's known for, deep screw to baulk. He just doesn't like it. It's not John's type of shot. He likes to be in control. And the deep screw red down the left cushion is one where you lose quite a lot of control, and he doesn't enjoy that.
Yeah, the first frame last night was a long one, wasn't it? It's 37 minutes, just the two players, as I say, just sort of working each other out, not looking to give any sort of quarter at all. Both got good wins to recall against each other. Of course, the most recent for Alan in his own backyard in Belfast 2 years ago in that Northern Ireland Open final. Higgins has beaten Alan at the World Championship, the UK, the Masters as well.
So for the first time, Mark finds immaculate length, the cue ball. John got to have a pass at the pot here. He's got to make sure thick is the enemy. Oh, what a starter. Yeah, so 11.5 minutes in. The shackles have been broken. He's actually okay here. Yes, it's awkward bridging with the blue, but the three reds in a line, you almost cannon in between the top two of the three. Yeah.
6.
Perfectly played.
Higgins, of course, was runner-up to Judd Trump
13.
2 years ago here in Bolton. 5 years on from winning this Champion of Champions. Last ranking success was early 2021. We remember that Players' Championship that he won for the loss of just 4 frames. Qualified for this event by winning the Championship League, non-ranking version.
It's a good sign for John Higgins fans that he played for that red initially, because it was by far the most
21.
difficult play. But it's like doing a little bit of housework, just tidying up down here as much as he can. That red was a minor irritation.
22.
So lots of work to do, but it makes things just a bit easier around the black spot.
$29. $30.
Feels like maybe John Higgins doesn't get enough credit as a break builder. You know, we talk about the masterful all-round player. Well, yeah, all-round, part of that is break building, obviously. And it's only Ronnie O'Sullivan ahead of him in terms of centuries. Higgins is 36 away from making 1,000 in competition.
Be over the moon with that shot, because he can get the pink
37.
off this and get it back in its spot and forget about those two reds together down the right corner. So this is now a chance to get this first
38.
frame won in one hit.
$44. $45. $50. $51.
Yeah, so as long as he has the straight red off this, he guarantees top side of pink to get on the last of the loose reds. So anything straight, which that is ideal.
57. $58.
So this is the one
64.
that should secure the frame. Well, we've seen the all-round game, haven't we? Great safety, a great long pot, and a great break. Which ends at 65. So 2 snookers required by Mark Allen.
John Higgins, 65.
But he's
And
going
the
to stay
frame.
in his seat. Very interesting start. John Higgins earned the chance. He took the chance. So the 4 times world champion is in front here in Bolton, leading 1-0. Mark Allen's year at the Champion of Champions 2020, where he beat in successive rounds Ronnie O'Sullivan, Judd Trump and Neil Robertson, so it really was well earned. He had also been runner-up in 2015.
No double kiss on. Yeah, the trouble of playing, well, any top player, but John Higgins in particular, when he's in good form, he misses, as we've seen in frame one, precious little when he's in close. And when he's on the defensive work, it's so hard to make a move on him. Because from this type of situation, he pretty much always seems to play the correct shot, the one that gives him a chance of turning the tables. Like even here, I guess it'd be aiming for in between green, brown with a cue ball. That's where the value is. Perhaps not quite as planned, but you know, shots that he chooses, he can play them not exactly as wanted, and he'll still get a good result like this. Very good. But he can't put a dent in John's defences. One thing we do know, though, is Mark will hang tough for extended periods of the match if he has to, and he probably will have to.
Yes, he'll be prepared, of course, for what to expect. He's seen it up close many times. Got to keep discipline and patience, and obviously if he gets in, then that's the time to keep Higgins at bay and score. Mark Allen has already made 3 centuries in this tournament in his 2 matches.
Yeah, what a way to break the defences that is. That's out the top drawer, but needs something similar. This is a massive shot, the way the Reds are.
Yeah, Mark Allen, one of his great qualities, and it's not something you can really manufacture, it's just guts. He's brave, he's a brave player, and he got himself in, so this is his chance now to get involved tonight.
9.
He was used to winning as an amateur, he won every conceivable amateur event, so when he turned pro, he was a winner already. His second ever match as a professional, he played John Higgins. It was in the Northern Ireland Trophy. It was an invitation event. He was invited in as the new pro from
16.
that part of the world. He beat Steve Davis. Then his next match beat John Higgins. So right from the off, you could see he wasn't worried about reputations.
17. 24. 25. 32.
Good night to have a ticket, isn't it? Hence it's full here. And this
33.
is going to be the 5th black coming up.
Got to strike this sweetly to get the cue ball out of there. Yeah, it wasn't sweet enough. Has he got the gap, the impossible gap?
40.
He looks interested in it. Just a trace of left-hand side to turn the red over. Ooh, that was a bonus.
41.
But you've got to take full advantage.
Forty.
The shake of the head tells us that the maximum is on his mind. Good on him for that. He wants to entertain, as all the elite players do. No problem whatsoever playing for blue, obviously.
He's made 2 147s in tournament play, including one in the Northern Ireland Open. Well, we know he's going for it now.
49.
Stand by your beds. Mark Selby
56.
and Judd Trump, the two players who've made a maximum in the Champion of Champions.
57. 64.
Yeah, now decision time. He can play on the black, but it might be a bit high for comfort. Can he avoid that red with a deep screw? I think just about. Yeah, perfect.
65. 72.
Gonna need the long stuff here. Still needs this red to secure the frame. has split the black. Oh dear, how do you fancy
73.
this? Okay, snooker's required. At least that little bit of pressure's off.
Well, we saw Judd Trump make miracles happen this week. Can Mark Allen do the same? Yeah, too much to ask.
It's a shame, crowd. I think we're getting excited there. John Higgins nods his head. It was a terrific break. Great red to get in. Disappointed, of course, he didn't make the match point, but he has levelled the match at 1 each. It's good stuff, this.
Third frame.
Dog and all.
John Higgins to break.
Nearly saw a bit of history there with a maximum. You could see Mark Allen, he wasn't happy, was he? He wanted to make it, despite the quality of the break. The great red he got in with, and the 73 to level up at 1 each.
One.
John Higgins,
3.
for all he's achieved, incredibly humble. Speak to him, a lot of humility. So to sort of extend the metaphor, I think actually his bite is worse than his bark. When he gets in and he's in the mood and he's got the focus and the concentration, he's deadly. We saw it in frame 1, didn't really get a chance in frame 2.
All sorts of gadgetry the players have these days, John. 3 mini butts. Yeah, it's one of those, it's quite obviously easy to play for pink. The black, he wants to be nice and low on it to get that offending red out the way. So he's thinking, I'll just be sure about it and play on pink because there's some kind of guarantee that way.
4.
But black will keep. See, a lot of players there might have got dragged in, drawn into playing for the black early on the stretch, and it was a risk, but this next red should offer him a low black, but just the wrong side of straight.
10.
Unless he plays punching through 2 cushions, he can't get close to it. He's going to play it.
$11.
And it's absolutely perfect.
18. $90. $26.
Yes, he took a risk because he knew that the pack of reds was going to have to be opened at some stage to win the frame this visit, but it's gone wrong. Wasn't a bad decision though, he had the perfect angle.
Black ball. John Higgins, 27.
Just while we watch this, we should congratulate Mink Nutchera, who of course played, well, won the mixed doubles actually here on ITV with Neil Robertson last season, and today beat Adam Duffy in the first qualifying round of the UK Championship, which has got underway in Leicester. Jimmy White, who of course lost to Mark Allen here on Monday, was beaten this morning by Jing Zhihao of China. Mark Allen will be defending that title in York in a week or so's time. He'd love to go there, of course, with a big trophy under his belt. Yeah, you can see the faces that are not in red there of the players left in this tournament. All former winners, of course, Trump, Allen and Higgins. Well, he's lined those two reds up to the far corner.
Yeah, for John to be this interested in it, it's got to be almost dead set. It's never easy. It's never easy. You can never quite tell. It can look perfect to the eye. Of course, he did hedge bets with a cue ball.
Some match this, isn't it? It feels like every shot they play is the biggest of the match. That was a big one that he took on, of course, with a degree of safety in mind. Red's starting to really spread far and wide here.
Yeah, that's a shot of stunning quality. There's the tap of the table by John and an acknowledgement. No return to the cushion from here. Yeah, every frame like a 25-shot rally at the moment, isn't it? Just trying to somehow gain advantage over the other. This time Mark has John pinned back. Again there, I mean, defensive work from the very top drawer. In practice, he would maybe try and dab in behind the yellow. But this ain't practice. There might just be too much at stake to play that. And because of this quality by both of them, you know, people say sometimes, oh, why didn't he go for that? He should have gone for this. He should. When these guys make a decision to be defensive, it's actually aggressive. They're putting one another in heaps of trouble all the time.
Well, it's been an 8-minute duel this since the last pot. Real high quality, well thought out snooker being played by these two.
You would also think that sometimes these top players would, the odd occasion in the practice room, have conversations about this type of thing, but actually they never do. The only time they actually get to engage with each other is now. It's out there. This is where they have the conversation. They don't say any words, but there's a conversation going on. And it's about which one of them is going to be the toughest. They'll both be feeling the strength of each other's game at the moment. Who's going to be the first to crack? He's having a go at this, parking the cue ball deep in baulk also. But it's not deep enough. Mark Allen has earned himself a chance.
Yeah, boy, he's had to work hard for the chance. So now it's about just taking a moment to prepare himself to take that chance.
One.
Yeah, it's like down the mine, chipping away, and eventually you're hoping you find a little nugget from somewhere, and Mark has found one here. For the first time in the match this evening, he's got a wee bit of control. Providing, of course, he takes this opportunity.
Eight. Nine.
It's worth the
12.
risk here. Cushion and meet the pink just to disturb it. Will he play it? Yeah. It was worth
13.
playing, and he's just about okay.
18. 19. 26. 27.
Yeah, just wanted to go a touch further there. Well, he played it well. So
32.
back in good shape. Of course, he's known, isn't he, for his positional play, really, for being pretty much right in behind every object ball. We think of some players quite often relying on good recovery pots, but you don't really think of that with Mark Allen because his control is so good. Doesn't need to play those shots.
Yeah, another example of it. Not perfect. But he will now know that he's going to need all 4 reds.
$39.
It's one of these matches where, and you can see it from both, it cannot allow your focus to dip at all. Every shot they've been focused on through the safety they were. You can see it in this visit as well. Allen, I guess, taking them maybe a little bit of more time than normal, but that's fine because he knows he needs to put these away.
Yeah, deliberately leaving the off-straight red to
51.
promote the other. Should get contact on it. Perfection.
52.
He set the chance up with quality. And he's taken the chance with even more. This has been a brilliant break. This pink pretty much secured the frame. Brilliant.
Well, this is a standoff, isn't it, tonight? And I guess John Higgins blinked first. He went for that tough red. He was trying to get the cue ball safe.
50.
Didn't get the red, didn't get the safety. Mark Allen has stepped in and done the
59.
rest.
Yeah, and the quality of Mark's play is partly John's fault. Second ever meeting was
64.
that World Championship semi-final where John, for most of the match, schooled Mark Allen, but there was always going to come a day when the pupil would take heed of the lessons that he was being taught. And you're seeing it tonight.
$73.
He's played a great frame, Mark Allen here. Had a long break, of course, from the group he won on Monday. Been back home, but now it's back to business.
H4.
Superb frame, this. And it's been won by Mark Allen with a great 91 clearance. So having lost the opener, he's now in front here in the semi-finals. 2-1.
Thank you. 3 and 4. Mark Allen to break.
Yes, you felt there was pressure on it. Largely by the quality of what Mark Allen's showing us tonight.
1.
He could actually hold the blue spot here with the cue ball if he wanted to, and get it down onto the black spot for the time being. Yeah, so that's the plate.
Six. Seven.
Well, there haven't been any glaring errors from Allen
12.
so far tonight. Okay, the odd positional shot hasn't been to his liking, but he's kept on going. He's made the breaks in the 2 frames he's won. He's played good safety.
Yeah, pink now going on the black spot makes things a wee bit more complicated. It's just more a case of that he can't really, well he can, but he doesn't want to pot the black at any stage anytime soon.
90.
Of course then it goes against the pink. Yes, this is good actually, Bernard. Just getting clear in his mind what he wants to do with this chance. Top side of blue, if you get the optimum angle, you maybe play the aggressive shot into them.
20.
And he has, so he's almost been forced to have a little gamble at this. The only question is whether it'll pay off. Pretty good.
25.
His touch looks divine tonight, actually. That was a gorgeous little shot. To get that perfect on the blue sets up the next 2, 3, maybe even 4 reds. Much more like the Mark Allen we're used to. This cue ball. Once again, played to the inch.
31.
And the pink spot is free. So he's good to go here to push on for 3-1.
32.
Yes, and as I say, you know, what's he done wrong so far? Nothing really of any significance.
$39. 40.
So a little bit of concern for Higgins because he's being shut out now of this match. Certainly not getting easy chances.
Very clever. Play the shot where you can't fail to be on one. Very, very clever indeed.
45.
Oh, he didn't like it straight off the bat. There's the first mistake in close.
Mark Allen, 45.
Well, big moment this potentially. It's been nearly 26 minutes since John Higgins has potted a ball. He's seen nothing really in that time. But now suddenly he's in. Is he ready to take this chance? It's a good one.
One.
And Mark Allen has watched as much snooker as anybody. He knows that if anyone has a reputation for winning a frame like this from sort of 40, 50 behind, it's the man at the table now.
Eight. 9.
He's just concerned about when the pink gets respotted, but of course it's going to go or should go on the black spot. If it doesn't, then he's got a problem. He'll want it to go on the black spot, but no. So pink and black out of commission for the time being. He almost got himself just a, he didn't put the plan in, he didn't kind of see it early. So
50.
what looked a golden chance is now just a decent one.
Yeah, the cue ball's got to do more travelling now, so there's more chance for things to go wrong in the next few shots.
16. 21.
Does he play the disturb? Yes, he is.
Point 2.
Didn't take him too long to solve that little problem. Not out the woods just yet. But he should be and get this cue ball spinning round the green. Got to be careful here. He's actually cueing that well. He could cannon the green. He's hitting it that good. Both are. Controlled nicely.
27. $20.
Suggested on the low blue. He's hitting it that good. He almost hit that shot too good. He's trying to be low of the red that he's landed against. It's probably end of break. He doesn't have a play on the red, the potable one. It's no good. Well, he's got to play it with pace. For black to that middle pocket we can see. Good pot. About as good as could be expected under the circumstances. Now here's a big shot. Just had a little wander, a little time out for 5 seconds just to build himself up for this. Biggest shot of the session.
Thank you.
Well, it's a good sign, isn't it, for John Higgins supporters? He struck that really confidently. So he's encountered a little bit of difficulty along the way, but he's still going here as he attempts to, you have to say, steal this frame, really. Mark Allen, just that one miss on the black to the middle. And for a player who not supposed to be much good with the rest, he seems to pot a lot of them. That's 9 out of 9 in the tournament.
Yes, and at long last in this visit, he's back in prime position. It looks very much like the Prince of Pilfer is about to strike again.
40. $50. $53.
Well, Mark Allen really has only made one mistake tonight, and that was missing that black. It looks like it's cost him the frame. He was looking good for a 3-1 lead, playing really well.
$57.
Blew his frame ball. He's done it again. Feels like the 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and John Higgins making the killer clearance. He's done it again. And had to get over a few hurdles along the way. But John Higgins sets up a fascinating second half of this semi-final. Real high-quality snooker between these two at the interval. Mark Allen and John Higgins are level at 2-2.
Well, we're over an hour into the match and it's honours even. John Higgins winning the first and final frames of the mini-session. Mark Allen taking 2 frames in this best of 11 semi-final. Table time shows just how level this one has been. Both players also not quite unsung when it comes to long pots tonight, but what a match we've got on our hands. Neil Foulds and Stephen Hendry enjoying this one with me. Neil, it's 2-2, but Mark Allen possibly kicking himself. He could have gone in at 3-1, couldn't he, but for that missed black?
Yeah, I mean, it's really high-class stuff all the way through the safety and the scoring and the potting. It's almost as significant shots of the odd one that's been missed because everything else has been achieved by both players. And, yeah, I mean, obviously, he'd be annoyed not to have taken that 4th frame when he had the chance to do so. Let's
pick through some of the best shots then, Stephen, how this first 4 frames went.
Yeah, I mean, the safety battles have been intriguing. And then, you know, you've got it, John Higgins clips this nice red in. And obviously he's always got the brown ready from afterwards. Nice little cannon here. The cue ball control by both players has been pretty much immaculate. 1 or 2 little slips. This was frame ball, but pretty much when they get in, you expect them to win the frame at that visit. Little chance after this red. We're after the 1 red gone. We're all screaming 147 in the green room because it was such a great opportunity, and you know, played a lovely shot here to stay on the black. But again, cue ball control was just fabulous. In the end, the black was just too difficult to pot it and get on the red. But yeah, it's been a fabulous match, isn't it? And this is a safety battle.
Yeah, you was even impressed by the safety battle. It's not like you, but it was. I mean, it's went on for a long time.
Well, it's a side of the game I don't really recognise.
Yeah, we've noticed. But this was a brilliant battle because the reds are everywhere and it's hard to find areas, but they kept finding little spots on the table where nothing was easy. For some reason, I think these two are quite comfortable playing each other in that they kind of play similar games. And it's been an absolute high quality. This was a great duel. Obviously, the significant part about that, I suppose, is that Mark Allen won the battle against John Higgins, a tactician. You know, he's an absolute master, is John. But Mark Allen managed to win this one. Of course, he got this red out. He needed to do it. This was still in live play. So now he's got his lead at 2-1. But in the 4th frame, the significant shot was probably this one.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying it's the easy shots that cost you in these matches, not the difficult ones. And he was cruising. I mean, it was some of the best snooker I've seen Mark Allen play, and I'm including the wins last year. I think he looks back to his flowing best. He's not deliberating over shots. He's just getting down. And as David Hendon said in commentary, I mean, pretty much all through his career, if you want someone to clear up from 40-50 behind, this is the man you want in your corner. He does it time after time.
Yeah, what does it tell us about his confidence, but also his composure, that he was able to clear that and close out the frame?
Yeah, I think as Stephen said, he's done it all his career. He actually made a little mistake halfway through that because he didn't realise the pink would have to go behind its own spot and lock out the pink and black completely. Now, that's where that could have easily gone wrong. But the composure you spoke about, he got it back into open play because it was a mistake he made there, but he shrugged it off and still cleared up.
Yeah, you feel as though it's kind of the kind of match, whoever makes the least mistakes is the one that's most likely to get through into the final.
It's a fabulous match so far. I mean, it really is. 2 guys playing pretty much at the top of their game, and it's going to be those little things, unforced errors, like that black in the middle, that's going to decide it at the end.
And when we look at some of the matches these two have played against one another in recent times, they have gone all the way to the wire. We could be in for quite a night.
Well, we could, and I think the other significant thing about the really important thing about the way that tonight has gone is Mark Allen is definitely playing better than he has been for a while. John Higgins, you kind of know how he's going to play, generally speaking. Mark's been a bit in the doldrums. I don't think he is anymore.
Can you call it at this stage?
Just got a feeling for Mark Allen. I think he's playing well enough to win, but it's going to be a classic, I think, from here on in.
Yeah, I think Mark, as I say, it's some of the best snooker I've seen him play in a long time. I think he looks good to win, but it's not going to be. It's going to be 6-4, 6-5. It's going to go all the way. I sound like Ken. I think it is.
Listen, it's going to be not the worst person to sound like. It's going to be fantastic, isn't it? We'll get the conclusion of this semi-final when we come back on the other side of the break. 7 frames to decide who will go through to face Judd Trump in tomorrow's Champion of Champions final. It's honours even here. Mark Allen and John Higgins with 2 frames apiece. Some quality play on display in front of a full house in Bolton. It's the best of 11 for a place in tomorrow's final against Judd Trump. To take us through to the conclusion of this one, Ken Doherty is alongside Phil Yates in the commentary box. But first, here's Tahir Hajat to reintroduce the players.
Snooker fans, please welcome back into the arena John Higgins, Mark Allen and your referee, Desislava Bozhilova.
the halfway point of a match. I think this is one of the toughest to call
Thank you.
I've experienced for quite
3-5.
some time. You can make a
John
case out for
Higgins,
both of
3.
them. Both will be satisfied, certainly, with the way they're playing. It's just a matter of who can pull away, who can strike the decisive blow.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Phil. What a wonderful appetizer that two boys served up. Those first 4 frames. Now let's await the main course. I'm sure it's going to be just as good, if not better. Both players in fine fettle, it has to be said. Not much between them. John Higgins would have been the happier of the two, no doubt. Going on that interval, particularly after pinching that 4 frame after Mark Allen missing that black into the left centre. It was good to see both players. I totally agree with the boys in the studio. Both players look to be somewhere near their very best. Looking very sharp. Mark Allen likes to have a bit of hot water out there. Feels his hands are a little bit cold. Yeah, good safety from John Higgins. I think the safety part of both the games has been quality as well, Phil, as well as everything else.
Yeah, look at that third frame when Allen won the tactical battle, made 91. That was the perfect way to win a frame of snooker. You gain confidence in both your defence and your attack. These are the very best kind of matches for me, the ones where both players simultaneously hit form. And of course the champion of champions, well used to producing those kind of contests. What about that classic Neil Robertson Judd Trump final of 4 years ago?
Yeah, and of course it's a wonderful stage, isn't it? One table, huge crowd, really enthusiastic. All the ingredients of a wonderful evening of snooker. There you see them, glued to the seats, really enjoying this wonderful snooker spectacle.
One of the reasons, apart from huge skill, that we've seen so many breaks this evening, when the players have got in, the table has been very inviting. This frame might be a little different.
Yeah, they want to enjoy the black being tied up and the pink over towards that left cushion. Taking this red on though. No? Well, he's refused it. Probably just the angle wasn't great, but there you see a wonderful safety shot. I think he just felt he didn't have the angle to get back up for a blue or ball colour there.
5 reds just to the left of the black. I'd like to maybe, if he can't get back to ball, which doesn't look likely, may just try and drop into those reds there. Shot time just over a minute, but takes a little bit of working out this shot. It's not straightforward, this. Needs to avoid the pink, and he has done. And there's the little nestle into the reds. That's a lovely, wonderful shot. So I'm having a look at the top red of the two. Well, let's see, does this red go? Does the top red go? I doubt it. Look very, very close. Let's see, can we... Oh, it did go. Excellent shot. And he's got a nice angle on the blue. Yeah, just past that red.
With so many reds around the black near the top cushion, it would be mighty difficult to put together a frame-winning contribution at this visit, but he could certainly build a very healthy lead.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try and either get on the pink here, try and knock it out. Could easily go up for blue, but it's an opportunity. No, just gone up for blue. The reason I say that is that, okay, you can build up some points here with the loose reds and the blue, but you drop behind that pink. You could have knocked it in, taken the red just to the left of the pink spot. So a lot of work to do.
Higgins, 7.
Didn't see that one coming.
There aren't many to choose from. That was his worst shot of the match, without any doubt. It was quite simple to hold for the reds.
1.
Allen will be viewing this as a massive bonus.
Yeah, I feel the same. Applies to Mark Allen here. He'd love to get the pink on its spot as soon as possible. Could go back up for blue here, create an angle, then maybe go into black and reds.
Seven.
Just makes the break a lot more difficult without that pink and black in the open.
Twelve. 30.
And there lies the problem. Not top side of the blue this time, so can't do much with the cue ball here. Only screw it back for that red. Just need a pink spot.
$18.
Yeah, good recovery. Needs the cue ball to slow down though. Needs it to slow up.
19.
He's okay. It's an acute angle, but he's got an angle to try and now dislodge the black and those couple of reds just to the right of it. No, didn't get into the cue ball enough. So end of break it looks like.
24.
So Higgins will be relieved that the missed blue didn't cost him the frame. It didn't really cost him a great amount of points either. And that wasn't the most telling safety. It's left a possible shot to nothing. Also left a chance to get in behind green and brown. Caught that very thick though, didn't he?
Yeah, good part, but close proximity to that left-hand side cushion. Not ideal to try and create something here for his next red. That's no good. Too short a pace. Now he's on this red into the left corner pocket. So that's end of break once again.
And from very early in this frame, you just knew that this wasn't going to be the most fast flowing. Still vitally important. They count just as much as a frame won in one single blow.
$5. 6.
he takes this red on. It's very dangerous. Not guaranteed position. Maybe a gap between the reds and black. I'm putting this red, but it's a very small gap. Good pot. Tried to find the gap, but they'll be happy that the red went in.
Mark Allen, 1.
This is guaranteed to be the lengthiest frame of the match so far, you would think, and it could be the most important so far.
Oh, this looks good. Very good indeed. Went for the more aggressive safety shot, bringing some reds into play. He's got a good cue ball as well.
So far in the match, Higgins successful with 19 of his 21 safety shots. This is a tester though. Examination passed. A+.
And it's a wonderful return of safety. Needed to miss that red. He's clipped it. How's his look? No good. So he's left the red on. So John Higgins wins that little battle of safety. He's carved a really good opportunity for himself here. He'll play on the black here, I'm sure. If he can hold the cue ball. Yeah.
One.
Well, he's got out for this red. There you see, that will certainly help. That red just above those two, close to this top cushion. Pots.
8.
That will certainly help him in this chance to win the frame. He's got to get top side of the blue here, though. Oh, he's got into this way too much. A bit of adrenaline there in the back arm. He's overscrewed that by quite some distance. Playing for blue there. Yeah, just have a look at the cue ball here. He's trying to just get top side of the blue. Travelled a lot further than he expected. And as we saw that red just below the black here, he may play on that now. He's got the angle on the screen. He's played the two reds, but it's not too bad. Yeah. He's on both reds.
12.
These need a lot of care and attention. Very missable, these, forcing them in. Ah, well played. Good pot, that.
13.
Yeah, knowledgeable crowd. It was short range, but as Ken said, that needed sweet cueing.
Well, as he hit the cue ball far enough, oh, this could be. He could be snookered on this red. Has he got enough of it?
20.
Let's have a look. Oh, just about. You have to just flick a little bit of right hand side on the cue ball here. That was close. Perfect angle on the black. This could be the key shot coming up here. Gets a good split. We'll have a great chance to win the frame from this visit. It's not necessarily to be on a red here. He's got to try and get through the gap of the two reds. He got the gap and he's played it really well. Excellent shot.
Eight.
He's made a couple of positional misjudgments, John Higgins, but it's been so well crafted, so cleverly conceived.
Yeah, he's having to really work hard at this. Another tricky little pot, this into a blind pocket. Yeah, tricky little pot. Just wasn't on it the way he would have liked.
34.
Always missable when you can't see the pocket in front of you. Playing into a blind pocket. That could prove very crucial indeed.
One.
Well, it's not the greatest shot that Marcus played there. You can see from the angle he doesn't have a perfect angle to get in behind this red. So he's going to have to screw off the cushion back towards that red. Deep screw. Watch the cue ball here. Oh, might have hit it too hard, has he? He has. Ooh. Great attempt, but just got into the cue ball too much.
Stretching ball.
Our referee Desislava Bozhilova calling touching ball, which at least is something for Alan to build on. What a tight frame.
Yeah, the fact that his touching actually helps Mark Allen a lot here, because he could just play off a cushion and try and hide that cue ball behind any one of those ball colours. But it's a delicate shot. It requires a wonderful touch if he's going to try and get close. Could play it off one cushion. He's looking at maybe playing the brown and just trying to hide the cue ball maybe behind the yellow. He's gone over the other side. I don't think he's got the snooker. No. Yeah, a little bit surprised there, Phil. I mean, he could have come off one cushion and tried to nestle up behind yellow or brown there. Excellent attempt to try and hide the cue ball behind the black, but he has left the red, albeit it's very difficult. Took a quick run around to see did he cover it. He might have, you know. I think he has. Wow. That was a nice slice of luck. He could swerve around the yellow, but I don't think he's playing a swerve. He's just going to play a safety shot. We've got to be aware of the double kiss. Good shot.
We see time and again, don't we, during the course of a season, how expensive those double kisses normally are. Alan got away with one there, major time. That could be very useful indeed. And the red hitting the yellow could help as well, because now the yellow will go into its natural pocket where before the brown was blocking the path. Well, after the double kiss a while ago, he can't begrudge John Higgins that.
Yeah, any little kiss of the red onto the green there, and the red would have been potable into that green pocket, as we call it. Just think the cut on the red into the right centre. Just think there's a bit too much. Yeah, but he's got a good cue ball once again. Another snooker coming up. Good shot. Well, a good hit, but this time Mark Allen has a chance of a pot. Well, little fly just landed on the cue ball there. Yes. Hope he bought a ticket. So chance. Red into the yellow pocket. Cue ball down for black, maybe. No, he hasn't gone for it. Okay, great shot. He's got him in a big trouble, but refused the pot. Got second prize. Excellent shot.
When it comes to escapology, John Higgins is right at the top of the tree, but this is complex.
Yeah, it was well worked out. For all money, I thought he was definitely going to take the red on. It was like a free shot.
Yeah, that's the new Mark Allen.
Yeah. There you see, he's not called the Wizard of Wishaw for nothing. He'll need all his wizardry to get out of this snooker and get it safe.
Foul. Anonymous. Mark Allen, 4.
That's the kind of shot that the misrule was made for.
Yeah, a bit surprised here. He's gone off, trying to come off the top cushion, but if he does that, he just can't get enough separation from cue ball and red. I think he'd be better off just playing off 2 cushions, trying to knock this red towards the black.
Foul. Anonymous. Mark Allen, 4.
It's not that those chairs are comfy. He knows his opponent's in deep trouble here.
Oh,
Mark Allen, 4.
Yeah, it's a really tough snooker, this. And particularly the extended rest and the extension. This looks better. Yeah, that looks better. As I said, the problem there was so much pace taken out of the cue ball off the cushions that couldn't get enough of separation. So the pot is on. Looks good.
1.
There's only one awkward ball on the table, and that's immaterial. 11 ahead already. Mark Allen, by the time he reaches the pink, it will be all over.
Yeah, so that shot, Phil, proved crucial. Refused the pot on the red, but played it a very telling snooker. And it's proved, well, it looks like it's going to prove dividends.
4. 6.
It really is
9.
excellent, tough match play from both players.
The second time in the match where Mark Allen has got the better of a tactical duel. He won the third to go 2-1 in front. And now he's regained the advantage at 3-2. A 38-minute frame, but for Mark Allen, it was worth the wait.
Thank you. Frame 6, Mark Allen, break.
Allen remained at the table there after his break off, looking concerned, and now we know why.
Yeah, good part, but you see the red has come down and blocked the path of the black into the corner pocket, so more difficult pink to take on in here into the right centre. Wonderful shot.
7.
Potted a pressure ping to hold together the 68 clearance with which he won the fourth frame. Never more than one frame in this. And John Higgins wants to keep it that way.
Yeah, pink is available. He's trying to get on that red that's close to this right corner pocket, I'm sure, to try and free that pocket up. Well, he's played on two reds there, the red to the right of the black. And the red that's closest to the pocket, so he's going to take this red. That red is just one that's closest to the right corner pocket. That was the one he would have preferred to get on, just so he could get back on the black and have everything in order. So now difficult blue taken on here.
Not for the first time tonight, struck it too well for his own good.
Yeah. In fact, he was playing for the red that's closest to the cue ball. Now we all know how good he is at making plants. There's a possible plant on here into the left centre, but there is a decent gap between the two reds. That will make it more difficult. Yeah. Dangerous shot that to take on from John Higgins.
20.
Potting is tough enough when there's just two balls involved. Add a third, and the level of difficulty exponentially increases.
One. Five.
Well, that's extremely unlucky. Once again, that pink just coming across, blocking the path of that red into the right corner. Played the positive shot to try and bring the reds in, but always knew full well that that red was always possibly on, but not where the pink finished, of course. A bit unfortunate there, Mark Allen.
Mark on 5.
The collision with the green was clumsy, especially as full as that.
Yeah, he won't be too happy or enamoured by that shot. Chance of a long shot here, John Higgins. He could get on the pink as well. Wow. Surprisingly played for the blue. So a few misses creeping in.
1.
Well, he's on the black. Put his hand up, I think, and say he wasn't playing for the black, of course. He'll certainly settle for it. That could make a difference.
Slices of positional luck like that at this level, they're priceless.
9.
An apology is etiquette. It's the done thing, but he's delighted. Full house, and you can hear a pin drop. Terrific atmosphere. And it's going to be the same tomorrow.
20. Point 2. Point 7.
This where the break gets a little bit tricky. He's going to play either a very telling positional shot here, or he's going to go into the reds. So telling, say, a positional shot, but he's got to be inch perfect. Is he on that bottom red? There's a red in the middle. He wanted to be on the bottom red, but he has the other red in the middle of the bunch. He's picked these reds off very nicely indeed. Such a wonderful break builder, Mark Allen. A very short cue action, back swing, but great control of the cue ball.
39.
Yes, with Mark Allen, the wide ball obeys. And the missed red from distance by John Higgins looks like being costly.
55. 56.
Frame ball coming up, and these are the sort of frame balls you relish.
$63.
Yeah, the only thing that's missing from this wonderful match is a century break. We may see one here.
$70.
He was responsible for a century in each of his first
75.
2 matches here. 108
77.
against Jimmy White, 1-2-1 against Ali Carter.
$80. $84.
Go on, Mark.
89.
The black for century 586 of his career. It's night time in Bolton, but now on the scoreboard, a little bit of daylight between them. Mark Allen forging on to 4-2. What a splendid match we are watching here. It's the second semi-final of the Kazoo Champion of Champions. Mark Allen, 2 frames away now from providing the opposition for Judd Trump in tomorrow's best of 19 frame final. But don't write off John Higgins. That would be entirely foolish. By the way, we shouldn't have been surprised that there was a century there. They've now combined in matches between these two for 34 centuries over the years. Allen's made 16 against Higgins. Higgins 18 against Allen.
Has he got the cover? Has he got the cover? I don't think so.
Keep quiet, please.
A chance. Well, if he doesn't, he came down to have a look. Could he get on the black? I think the black is potable into the left corner, but certainly not easy to judge this off the top cushion. And that's why he's gone up for the blue. Yeah, there's no... Good shot, this. He's top side of the blue. Yeah, too dangerous probably to play for the black. But judged that beautifully. Always more difficult than you think, particularly when the object ball is so close to the pocket. If that red was potable into that left corner pocket, he would have liked to have got on it, but obviously, as you can see, it's blocked, so that creates a problem for John Higgins.
Six.
See from that angle there, the black
7.
is not available either. So it's not straightforward, this. He may take a chance. He's just had a look down the line. He may take a chance to try and develop some reds here. Okay, he's got a red into the right centre.
12. $13.
This red just to the right of the pink. He'll come around, have a look. I'm
9.
sure the pink goes into the left corner. Yeah, plenty of room. So that makes a big difference as well. So you can play for the pink here. And that last shot from blue into the pink and red has just developed everything nicely for him here.
$20.
Smile, too straight on the pink. See it, not much angle there. Don't think the pink will spot. Referee will just get the ball marker just to make sure, but I don't think there's any room for the pink to spot there. So we'll go on the highest available, which is the yellow spot. I'm sure John, if he can pot this red, he may even
26.
go back up for pink here. If there's enough angle on this red, off one cushion, try and get the pink or blue. Blue it is.
27.
options were already restricted, with the black being
30.
awkward. Now that the pink is in an unusual locale, even more so.
He's come up short there, Phil. He's trying to get on. Potable red up that little bunch of 3 there. Couldn't get on it, so happy just to get that cue ball back to balk. So he'd be disappointed.
32.
Break at 32, but he'd be disappointed with that.
Yeah, you can trace it all back to dropping straight on the pink. After that, he was fighting a losing battle. Quintessential shot to nothing.
Well, here's a decision to make. Straightforward to drop in behind the yellow here, but the brown is an option. So trying to keep the pressure on John Higgins, but to be honest, it's a big target, those reds behind the black. For a man that knows his angles around his snooker table better than anybody, it shouldn't be a problem.
Foul. Thomas. Mark Allen, 4.
Yeah, that'll go back. Okay, he didn't hit the red, but he wasn't leaving anything on, and he'll play the same shot again. I think Mark Allen of a couple of years ago, Phil, he may have looked at that brown and maybe taken it on into the right centre. There's certainly plenty of value in taking it on. Okay, trying to keep pressure on his opponent here, but I don't think he's going to get too much out of this snooker. Maybe a few points, but I don't think he's going to get a chance.
Foul. Thomas. Mark Allen, 4. Thank you. Foul. Thomas. Mark Allen, 4.
As at the conclusion of frame 5, the penalty points racking up.
He's just got to get a little bit closer to the blue here. He's playing the same shot, playing it with a little bit of left-hand side just to straighten the cue ball up. Notice this, he's not getting close enough to the blue, and it's just sliding off that second cushion.
Foul. Thomas.
This time,
Mark Allen,
the
4.
red is available into that right centre, but Mark Allen's staying firmly in his chair. I think he's going to take a different path here. Maybe 3 cushions. Still trying to hit the red that's close to this top cushion behind the black. It's gonna slide once again. Yeah.
Foul, numbers, mark Allen, 4.
Well, the only consolation for John Higgins, he's not in record-breaking territory yet. The record for consecutive misses on the Pro Tour, 16. And that belonged to a former world champion, Stuart Bingham. And he went on to win the frame.
Foul, numbers, mark Allen, 4.
Judd Trump enjoying his Saturday night, no doubt. John Higgins not enjoying this.
Foul, numbers, mark Allen, 4.
Mark Allen's going to have a look at this red into the right centre this time. Cue ball has come off the cushion. Well, he doesn't like it.
The referee just relieved she's only putting one ball back at the end of every miss.
This looks better. This looks better. It looks a lot better. Has he hit it? Oh!
Oh, mark Allen, 4.
That was close. Okay, surely this time, Phil.
Well, now Mark Allen has hit the front in the frame.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. The crowd enjoyed that for sure. Well, he did have 9 attempts at it, come on.
Better to do that, though, than hit it first time and leave one on. Maybe leave the frame on.
Yeah. There's a shot here for Mark Allen. He's not having a look at it. Red into the middle. No, safety again. Ooh, lovely little flick that. Okay, not the snooker.
Higgins was desperate for cover. There's none there.
Yeah, he had a quick look at the black. I'm sure it's available into the right corner. Just negotiate this cue ball off 2 cushions. Ooh. Didn't want. Hit the knuckle of the pocket because it made this black a little bit awkward now. Just have a look at this shot now. As soon as it hits the second cush, just catches the knuckle. It's it left, as opposed to just coming out into the closer to the black. It would have been perfect. Would have been a great opportunity to win the frame. Not even attempting the black. So keeping the pressure on John Higgins here, playing really tough match play.
Well, on the way to leading 5-0 last night, we saw a similar level of patience from Judd Trump. Uncompromising.
Mistake from Mark Allen.
One.
And now you see the importance of not leaving a chance escaping from that snooker. The penalty points were annoying, but they weren't decisive.
8. 9. 16.
Yeah, just held the spot with the cue ball. So he could be nicely on this red. Doesn't have much to do with play for the black again, of course. And of course, potting this red, it frees up the two reds just to the left of it. Oh! Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it?
16.
That will really hurt. More than any mistake
1.
he's made this evening. Just when momentum looked as though it was shifting. Alan knows he's been gifted a golden opportunity
6.
for 5-2.
7. 12. 13.
So this time,
20.
make sure he's got to be high on the black here.
21.
Looks pretty good. That top red will pot. But a glaring miss from John Higgins could be very, very costly indeed.
He's 14 in front, Mark Allen, so 2 reds, 2 blacks would leave Higgins requiring a snooker. I don't think Allen's enamoured with the positional shot he's just played, though.
Yeah, he may have to take the bottom red. Yeah, no problem.
29.
Such a shock to the system missing a shot like that from John Higgins. I mean, there is rare as hen's teeth. So this black leave Higgins needing the snooker.
Forty-four. 46. 49.
That's the expensive shot, the one that really stings. So now Higgins, the victim of so many comebacks over the last couple of years, has to produce one of his own. Mark Allen on the verge of victory. He leads by 5 frames to 2. That simply defied belief. It defied physics, it defied logic. It was simply amazing. And now John Higgins needs something amazing to turn this around. As I said before, in the last couple of years, he's lost a lot of matches from well in front. If he could win this 6-5, maybe that would transform his fortunes in the long term. But the way Mark Allen's playing, Ken Doherty, circumspect, with discipline, it's going to be a long haul for Higgins to get back into it.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. McGillen looking very solid indeed. He's had a bit of help from Higgins, a few errors that you wouldn't normally expect. But if there's any man that could come back from a deficit, it's certainly this man. He's done it time and time again in his career. He's going to need something special. That last miss that cost him the frame would have been a shock to the system, no doubt. Hard to recover from that, no matter who you are.
They've played in 5 semi-finals in the past. Higgins leads 3-2. Could Mark Allen be about to balance the books? Well, his stock has just risen even more there.
Beautifully cued. Off 2 cushions, perfect on the black. Just the opportunity now, Phil.
Eight.
Try and free up this black
9.
area into both pockets as quickly as possible. The red just to the right of the black, it pots into the left corner. They play on that now. Could have done with a little bit more pace. The cue ball.
16. $70.
No room for the pink on its spot, so it goes directly behind it. In line with the black in the top cushion. Not a problem for Mark Allen. Gonna need 1 split on those reds, so can play for black
23.
or blue here. Be interesting to see what he does here. He did have a quick look at the pink. Pink actually might be potable there into the left corner. And he's got an angle on the blue, so that's what's going through his head. Will I go into the pack of reds, or will I play for that pink off the single loose red? What's he going to do? 1 good split. Give him the opportunity. Is the split, and it's pretty good. Yeah, very, very good indeed. Took the opportunity. And it couldn't have worked out better. That was a lovely shot, Phil.
Yeah, not just splitting the reds, but look how he retained the cue ball in the middle of the table. He knows at this level, this is a frame and match winning chance. What's more, so does John Higgins, hence the expression.
Yeah, sitting there contemplating what could have been.
As Ken has mentioned before, this really is the wheelhouse of Mark Allen, the control of the cue ball at the business end of the table. So reliable.
Yeah, the reds are perfect for him. You just concentrate on the pink for the time being. Even those 3 reds, you can see there just below the pink. A nice line. All available into this bottom right corner pocket. A little shake of the head. He wanted to be the other side of the pink so he could play for one of those reds, but he's still got plenty of options. The red that's closest to the cue ball he could play for. Could play for the one that's closest to the left corner as well. There's the one into the left centre. Looks pretty good.
Forty. 44.
Yeah, just watch his back swing here, how short it can be. There you see it, just a small, very short backswing, but with it comes great control.
49.
Holds the cue very light, just a couple of fingers at the backswing. Very precise. This time,
50.
the right side of the pink, and now we can play for one of those reds just below the pink.
Doubly qualified to be here, Mark Allen, as the UK champion, which he will defend next week,
56.
and also the World Grand Prix champion, where he defeated Judd Trump 10-9 in the final. A rematch now,
57.
very much on the cards.
$63. 64.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic break this.
70.
Cue ball, positional play has been
71.
pristine. It all came from just this one shot. Have a look at it on the blue. Watch the cue ball just stop. Perfectly on a red. Beautiful split. He's played very well tonight, Phil. He's played some good safety, really grafted when he had to. And when he's got a chance, he's duly taken them.
Maybe concentration slipped when he was over the line, but Mark Allen has done the job and done it with aplomb. It was a match of two halves, very competitive pre-interval. After the interval, it was all Mark Allen. It's Northern Ireland against England in tomorrow's final.
Well, the numbers tell their own story. 96% pot success, 5 from 6 long pot attempts. Look at the number of points scored, 551 to 270. Mark Allen into tomorrow's final, winning all 4 frames after the break and seeing off John Higgins by 6 frames to 2. And I'm pleased to say that Mark has popped in alongside Neil and Alan. Listen, I had a bit of everything there, Mark. You had great match play. You took your chances when they came. Just how pleased are you to be into tomorrow's final?
Yeah, very pleased. Any win against John is a good win. And I thought it was good early doors. One mistake and it was 2-all at the interval. I felt as the match went on, John made a few errors that he hadn't done in the early part of the match, and that was the difference because I just sort of kept my level. Didn't really miss many balls. I think I missed 2 that I'd like to have back, but that was pretty much it.
And shot selection, you know, you seemed to be very confident around the table. It wasn't, you know, you weren't taking time. You knew what you were doing. I mean, you're your shot clock came right down to 23 seconds towards the end of that match.
I can't play the game sometimes. It's just whenever I'm not at my confident best, I just feel like I need to give myself a bit more time. But as long as I'm feeling good about my game, which I am feeling decent about my game this week, I'll try and play a bit quicker and go for my shots.
Talk us through some of the good stuff then, Mark, as we'll see here. There was a lot of it, especially early on. It was a great match, but this is after the interval. You decided to tuck John in there.
Yeah, it was such an easy shot to get in behind those colours, and I knew I could put him in trouble. I got him in 2 or 3 snookers before that, and he left it safe each time. Could have pushed the board out and went for it, but I felt like I could get a better chance, which turned out to be the case.
Got the red in the middle of the table as well, so when he did hit it, he was likely to stick it, wasn't he? That was the problem he had. And you got him in more trouble here. 8 goes at this one, I think it was, before he hit it. I know that it wasn't getting you in, but you got a lot of points out of it.
No, and it was 30 down at the time, which is part of the reason why I was putting it back, because it was a sort of scrappy frame. It was 30 down. I didn't expect him to miss this at all.
Do you think you forced some mistakes out of him a little bit?
I think I did. I think he knew that I wasn't sort of going to miss much. Like I say, I missed a black in the 4th frame. Other than that, I didn't really miss anything when I was in, and John might have felt that, but I still didn't expect him to miss it.
This is where he completely kicked on out, wasn't it?
Yeah, shot of the match, Mark. I don't know what you thought, but that was awesome.
It's a shot I don't mind, but it was also a shot I was forced into because John had played such a good safety. I didn't have much choice but to do that. And then once these open like that, as long as I don't snooker myself behind this loose red on the pink, then it should be frame over. Disappointed I didn't make a century in the end, but happy with the performance.
I just think it must be a very satisfying win. What has changed? Because, I mean, you've got quite a lot of stick, haven't you? And you haven't said much about it. You know, despite being the player of the year last year, which you were, the World Championship semi-final, which was a long game, you did get a little bit of stick from certain quarters about how you were playing. What's different?
I'm sure at some point you used to. You probably give me a bit as well. So look here, it's part and parcel. I don't mind. Like I know myself. Some parts of last season wasn't pretty, but you give me 3 titles, a runner-up, a semi of the Worlds. You know, that's a pretty good season for most people. Like, so it's all about results at the end of the day. No one will care in years to come how I played in those tournaments. But it'd be nice to play better, don't get me wrong.
I thought, Mark, what was impressive tonight, at the end of frame 1, you were at 38 seconds a shot. That was because of the attentions of John. Of course, he had you in the back foot.
Yeah, some of his safety was perfect.
But you finished the match at 23 seconds a shot. That must give you, you know, validation that the plan is coming together.
It is, and I still don't feel like I'm quite there yet, but the confidence is definitely better than it was 3-4 weeks ago. I've been working really hard on a few different things on and off the table. Felt like what I was doing really well last year, I'd let slip a little, both on and off. So I've been working so hard, and whether it didn't come this week, I felt like my game had turned a corner. So I'm glad that it's done it. It's one of my favourite events, like I've said all along, and it's nice to be back in the final with a crack at the Judd.
Yeah, absolutely, and you've got a great head-to-head against him as well, and had some great matchups over the years. Looking forward to that in your first final of the season as well.
Yeah, and I don't want to just come here and finish second. You know, I want to come here and win it, and I'm playing the man of the moment. You know, undoubtedly the best player of the world right now. But I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get at him, and this is the reason why I play. And you want to play one table against the very best on the biggest stages, and it's the ultimate test tomorrow, but I'm excited. And
you know, when you look at how you played last year, the success you had last year, do you feel as though you are kind of hitting that mark now?
I still don't feel like I'm there yet, but as long as I keep winning matches and going deep in tournaments, the confidence will get better. I just feel a bit better than I was 3-4 weeks ago. That's the bottom line, and I'm just trying to enjoy it as much as I can out there, which is a big, big thing.
Great stuff. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, well played.
Great stuff. All right, coming up on the other side of the break, we will hear from tonight's runner-up John Higgins, and of course we'll be looking ahead to tomorrow's Champion of Champions final.